r/ProRevenge. Posted by user Plywood. Two guys refuse to pay for their train tickets, gets their whole day wasted. Hello. Sorry for any spelling errors, and if it looks weird, I typed this on my cell phone. This story is merged from 3 people, me, my conductor and another conductor. I work as a train driver and drive both, small and big trains, in bigger cities and out in the middle of nowhere. This took place with a small train in the middle of nowhere, where we drive on one track and have to meet the oncoming trains at stations where there are 2 tracks. Me and my conductor had a pleasant journey until idiot 1 and 2, always cheating and being extremely rude, got on our train and locked themselves in the bathroom, and tried to get a free ride to Station X. However, the conductor isn't a fool and notices when people do this. So he stands outside the toilet and we stop at Station X, the toilet unlocks, and the conductor is locking eyes with the 2 guys who are taken by surprise to see him standing outside. The conductor smiles widely, places both his hands on the door frames and says with exaggeration, "Guys. There you are. I saw you getting on a few stations back and were wondering where you went. Glad I finally found you." Idiot 1, we're getting off here. Conductor, oh, is that so? Well, where are your tickets? Idiot 2, we've shown them already. Conductor, how can that be when you've been in there the whole time? Idiot 1, getting rude, we don't have any fucking tickets, and we won't buy any either, you can't fucking force us. We have to get off here. Conductor, guys. I don't know if you helped each other taking a piss in there, but you ain't gonna travel with my train for free. Arguing continues. Meanwhile, I'm in my driver's cabin and doing my job. I see no passengers entering or exiting and the time for departure comes, so I close the doors and start to drive again. Idiot 1 and 2, noticing the doors closing, unable to get by the conductor, and starts to yell, "No! We had to get off here! You fucking idiot! Where the fuck are we going now?" Conductor, we're going to Station Y, ain't you lucky, you get to ride even further for free. Idiot 1, but we don't want to go there. How are we supposed to get back, you fucking fuckhead? Conductor, well, you can walk or buy a ticket for the oncoming train, but it's not gonna be at Station Y, until 1 hour after we've left. After Station Y, where the guys left our train, the conductor comes to my cabin, and tells me what the guys have done and that they've done the exact same thing multiple times before, being rude and cheating, but today the conductor have had enough of their free rides and rude language. So, he calls the conductor on the train we're going to meet further ahead. And that conductor has also had to deal with these guys before. This is what she did when she came to Station Y, she sees them at the platform, informs the train driver not to drive until she gives an okay, and she places herself at the door where they will enter. And OFC they are met by her blocking the door and saying, "Hello. I want to see your tickets before you board the train." Idiot 1, what? Why are you stopping us? We will show you our tickets when we are on board. Conductor, no, you will show them to me now, I know what you've been doing on the other train, and now you've had 1 hour to buy yourselves tickets. Idiot 2, that wasn't us. Conductor, oh please. You've done this before. I recognize you from earlier travels. And don't you think we colleagues don't talk to each other? Tickets. Now. Idiot 1, fucking hell, okay. Pays for the tickets and gets on and the train departs. Conductor, good. Wish you would pay every time you guys travel with us. Anyway, we're at Station X in 10 minutes. Idiot 2, we don't want to go to Station X anymore, we want to go back to station where they got on. Conductor, no guys, you're going to Station X. You're not traveling with me an inch further. So they had to get off at Station X, and wait another 2.5 hours for the next train. And who meets the guys at the door? It's the first conductor, traveling back to the starting station. Conductor, hello boys. Idiots, oh no, please. We will pay. Please let us travel with you. Conductor, have we learnt something today? Idiots, yes, This has taken the whole day. We will never do this again. And would you believe it, after months of cheating, foul language and racist remarks, we've never had any problems with them again. Posted by user, Time's Ugly Stepchild. You are just cattle to me. This story goes back pretty much 20 years now. To set the scene, I was working for a then cable TV company. The call center I was working at had been filled with guys poached from dial-up support companies countrywide to support this new superfast broadband that was being trialed in country for the first time. 500k connections. I say this because that meant our call center at the time was full of some of the best support engineers anywhere in the country. Some of the most intelligent people I have ever known. Anyway, after about a year there, 4 of us were asked to look into complaints sent to the managing director, hereafter known as Big Boss, about the service. Mostly, these were the original brand, Karens of the day, but occasionally, the customer complaining was someone rather important, and they needed the special touch, so to speak. Turns out the 4 of us has quite different skills but complemented each other perfectly, and before long, we were firm friends with the Big Boss's personal assistant at head office, and had very good reputations to boot after some devilishly difficult issues. Oh yeah, this is before Google, so being good meant you knew your shit, not just how to look it up. It was a great place to work. Turnover was practically zero. The fact all our staff were experienced before getting to us meant we knew what we were getting into. Then came the new director, hereafter referred to as A-hole. A-hole had come from another call center in the company, a customer services call center. He was also completely inept technically. Seriously, this guy once told me that directors don't use Excel, and only Word, so I needed to copy all the spreadsheets into Word, so he could modify the content and pass off his bullcrap figures showing all was well. He didn't understand how Excel worked as it transpired. Anyway, all was not well. In the short time he'd been there, he had alienated most of the best staff. He tried to turn the staff into script monkeys, as he wanted every case fixed in X minutes. We were rebuilding TCP/IP stacks, hacking registries, hell we even talked a few people through Windows 98 rebuilds. You ever tried to talk your gran through changing a ringtone over the phone? Now try imagining getting gran to rebuild Windows, after Macashit and Symantec competed to see which could screw up her machine faster. Now try doing it in 10 minutes, or get hauled into A-hole's office to be screamed at for fucking up his figures. Morale was utterly obliterated and we started losing good people. Head office knew something was wrong, so sent word down the line the Big Boss was coming for a meet and greet. That line went through A-hole, so of course, on that day, some of the more vocal amongst us were roasted off. Those selected to meet the Big Boss were, I think the nice word is sycophants, or people who were instructed what to say and followed out of fear. The upshot, Big Boss went away thinking all was well, and there must be some other reason for the issues on site. My breakpoint came when my team was given an impossible task. By this point, I'd already handed in my 30 days. Was about to become a dad, so needed to get a proper career going. He wanted a flow diagram of every possible fault we were dealing with and its solution. And he wanted it all on a single piece of A3 paper. We objected, he demanded, we failed. We got reamed. Our manager got reamed, and let me tell you, she defended the hell out of us. We tried in vain to explain the nature of the calls, to explain that the reason we paid these very clever people to do this job, was because they were essentially playing tech support to a nation of people who had turned a computer on for the first time ever today, did something they didn't know was stupid and broke their machine. That means their internet didn't work, hence our problem. His response, at a volume comparable with a tornado jet taking off at full burner, I don't give a fuck. Let me get this through your stupid fucking heads. You are nothing and I am a director, and when I tell you to do something, you do it or I will fire every single one of you. I can replace any one of you anytime I want, because you are nothing but cattle. Now get the fuck out of my office. I went home livid. My girlfriend at the time, pregnant with our first, worked in the same office, so while I was getting out, she would have to continually deal with A-hole. Knowing how he intended to treat my friends and family, I needed to do something. I didn't have a clue what I could do. Friday, I go into work, ostensibly to say my goodbyes and do an exit interview, paperwork and such. One of those goodbyes was a phone call to Big Boss's PA. Me saying goodbye was a shock, because I'd been expressly forbidden to tell them over the previous month by, you guessed it, a-hole. She wanted to know why I was leaving. I told her. She asked me if I minded her telling Big Boss what I had said. I'll be honest, I didn't seriously believe anything would come of it, but what the hell, I thought. Sure? I'll get back to you soon, and she's gone. 20 minutes later, she calls me and says Big Boss wants to talk to me, so can he have my personal mobile number? I give it, and sure enough, minutes later the big man himself calls. The next 30 minutes are spent detailing why I was leaving. Why we had lost nearly 100 people already, and had 18 resignations that week alone. Why didn't I hear about this when I was there the other week? So I related the little personnel shuffle and the threats. This was my moment, and I tell you, I got the hell out of that DM. Me, look Big Boss, I get all you have is my word, and I could be just some disgruntled dipshit, but my friends and family are going to have to work here after I've gone. And by family, I mean my pregnant girlfriend, so I have to do something. If you want to find out the truth, here is what you do. Turn up on site unannounced for a day. Send out your own email to the site as soon as you arrive, giving no time for a-hole and his cronies to get to anyone. Tell them to come to you if they have any concerns. Here is a list of people that should corroborate much of what I've said, the rest, it's up to them if they want to do something. Then decide if I'm a dipshit. After a bit more chatting, the call ended, and I went back to say goodbye to everyone. I told a few people including my manager what I'd done, and told them if Big Boss did turn up, to get in there and tell him what's going on. Then I bid them all farewell, and said I would see them all at the mass leaving due at the end of the month. I'm at my new job the Tuesday after, and I get a text from the GF. Holy shit, Big Boss is here unannounced. More texts from other ex-colleagues saying pretty much the same thing. From what I gathered afterwards, Big Boss did exactly what I suggested, and it played out pretty much as I thought it might. There was a queue. A long one. That night, a-hole was summoned to Big Boss's impromptu office, and after that meeting, he went home. He was never seen again. I did get a call from Big Boss. He can't discuss details, but I'll be very pleased to know I'm not a dipshit. Leaving due was pretty cool too. I think. On entry, I was told I wouldn't be paying for a single drink that night. From there my memory goes from fuzzy to total blank. The hangover the next 2 days was brutal, but totally worth it. Update: a few people have asked if we knew any more on a-hole after the fact, so I went looking again on things like LinkedIn and such, and after a lot of looking, fairly common name, I bashed in the right combo of name and company and found him. LinkedIn confirm he lost his job in 2001 when this all happened. He eventually found a new job in 2002, but it seems he bounced through a few companies with pretty big gaps in his work history. Currently seeking new opportunities for the last 4 years. If you liked these stories, hit that like button, and leave a comment below. You can upvote these stories by pressing the links in the description. If you want to hear more stories from me, hit the subscribe button, and press the bell icon to be alerted when a new video is posted.